let me make this perfectly clear to all of you. If I catch anyone in my comment section posting links to the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, or they're posting links to the scenes from the movie, well, your comment is getting Hakai'd and your account is getting blocked. I am done messing with this. I've been messing with this on my last couple of videos for the last couple days, deleting comments, blocking people, and still I'm getting more and more of these stupid comments linking the movie when nobody wants to watch this shit. If you have difficulty watching it, say you're in a different country and you can't watch it for a certain reason because they're not pushing it in your country, they're not airing it in your country on release date, then I can see how you may want to watch it online in one of these pirated websites. I don't, most of my viewers don't, and if you do, that's fine on you. Do not come to my videos looking for that stuff, because you're not gonna find it. Again, I am Hakai'ing every single comment that has to do with that, and I'm blocking the account. I'm done with this. Let's get to this Dragon Ball fan manga.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
One of my favorite moments in all of Dragon Ball Z was back in the Namek arc, where Goku faces off against Frieza, and the terms of their fight seem fairly even and consistent throughout the entirety of it, up until Goku starts losing energy. Not only does he start losing energy, but it seems like Frieza doesn't have any limits to the depths of his energy. He can just keep pulling it out as a bottomless pit. And once that happens, Goku starts getting his ass beat. Not only that, he also gets drowned underwater. He is at his limit, and this is the moment right before he decides to do the Spirit Bomb, and he is getting beat up something fierce. And this was one of my favorite moments, not because Goku was getting beat up, because the hero had to overcome such a huge plethora of power that when he finally does, which he does not only by the Spirit Bomb, but right after that going into Super Saiyan, it just feels that much more satisfying. And so this little era of Goku getting his ass beat definitely pushes the narrative that Goku is trying to overcome such a tremendous and evil monster. And that's how this Dragon Ball fan manga begins. Goku is getting beaten up by Frieza, and this is something that happens in the actual episode of Dragon Ball Z. Frieza is impressed by Goku's power, abilities, capabilities, and potential. So he asks him, he gives him the offer, same one that he probably gave thousands of other species: join me or die. And Goku, of course, is not going to join Frieza. He's not going to take that path. He wants to defeat this guy who has terrorized not only the universe, but his friends, and almost committed genocide on all the Namekians on planet Namek. And so Frieza's like, alright, so be it. So he keeps on beating on Goku even more and more. Piccolo is having a hard time watching this. So is Gohan, and Gohan wants to come in and help, but Piccolo knows if Gohan intervenes, he's going to die as well. And you might as well leave one hope for the universe alive. If, say, Goku died right here, Gohan could go back to Earth and train and eventually become the badass Gohan we see in the Buu saga, usurping Frieza. And so Frieza throws Goku, and Goku goes flying and slams his head against the floor. This is where we get a different history than the one that we know. Goku starts waking up in a healing chamber, and he sees the outline of Frieza and what seems to be maybe a doctor for the Frieza army. And then he starts waking up, and the doctor goes, well, he's awake now, let's go ahead and open him up. He opens up the chamber, and Goku immediately grabs the doctor's face, and he tells the doctor that his voice is aggravating. And right off the bat, we can tell that this is not normal Goku. This seems more like Bardock, if you ask me. Not as evil as the Goku from Dragon Ball Multiverse that bumps his head and turns back into a savage. No, this seems like Goku bumped his head and reverted back to his original quote-unquote programming, I guess, what he was originally intended to do on planet Earth. So when he comes out of that chamber, he acts way more like Bardock. And Frieza seems to have picked him off the battlefield, brought him back to one of his ships, and healed Goku. And he still didn't know if Goku was going to join his side. He didn't know that Goku had bumped his head. He was just taking a leap of faith that maybe Goku would join him, even though he was saying and very adamant about not joining him the fight earlier. Once Goku tells Frieza that he has never met him before in his life, but he seems like he knows him, then Frieza's like, oh yeah, okay, you bumped your head a little hard there, so you may not remember anything. So this proposition may be a little bit easier to pull off, and that is join me. And he makes this shit sound good. He says you can have a life where you have all the power in the universe, all the greatest joys a man could have right at his fingertips. And it gets a little weird because Goku is butt-ass naked and Frieza comes up right behind him when he says that. I don't know if that was intentional. Obviously, this is not one of those Dragon Ball fan mangas or what you would call something else. But I think Frieza just means this in the sense that Goku should join him and he could offer Goku the thrill of a lifetime. Basically the same offer Xerxes gives Leonidas in 300. Frieza is Xerxes and he's trying to buy off Goku. Now, this is where the chapter ends. I'm not exactly sure if there's more, so don't get mad at me if I don't come back with more. But it seems like just by the cover art and the ending of this where Goku seems interested, that he's going to become Frieza's bodyguard. So the question is, does Goku's growth get stunted by being Frieza's bodyguard? I don't think so. I think that actually Goku's strength could multiply exponentially. He could go into Super Saiyan transformation and he can go further beyond that, pushing Frieza further beyond that if they become friends. And I think Frieza would treat Goku in a different light than he did everybody else, Ginyu, Vegeta, all the other powerful people in his empire. I think he would actually spar with Frieza because Goku probably still has that fire of sparring. He still wants to spar with Frieza and see what he's worth. And remember, in this universe, not only do we still have Beerus to contend with, where Goku could try and fight Beerus and push himself that way, but Broly is still out there. Broly is canon. Broly being canon means that he would be in this universe. So if Frieza finds Broly later down the line, like 10 years later, Goku could have Broly to fight with and spar with as well. But I do think that if Frieza does not let Goku spar with him, then yeah, his degree of strength could be stunted, mainly because the people that he would be guarding Frieza against would just be so weak that it wouldn't really bring up any Zenkai boosts. He would never have the trauma of losing Krillin to push him into the Super Saiyan form unless he did it the same way that Vegeta did, where the hate and self-loathing basically pushed him into that state. Either way, guys, this was an interesting take on a scene that a lot of us forgot about, but I love in Dragon Ball Z. Before I go, remember guys, the 1,000 Mortals plan on Twitter is still ongoing. I am going to leave a link to my Twitter account in the description below. We're almost there at 1,000 followers. You guys have been awesome trying to get us to this goal, and soon we'll be at the 100,000 Mortals plan for this channel. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys. And remember, stop posting links in my comments, or get ready to be
破壊